Happy draft night eve. This is the Next Ring podcast. As always, this is your host, Adam Brzezzi. And again, I'm joined tonight by Chris Garabedian and Michael Grassa. Boys, getting excited?
Dude,
Man, it's like not quite like, Christmas Eve, but draft eve is a good night.
Yeah.
It's one again, like I said on a couple shows ago, the draft is one of my like time-honored favorite traditions. Like I've watched it every year, so going back to when David Carr got drafted by the Texans and when the Vikings got missed their pick with Kevin Williams in 2003. So long-time draft guy, not as good as when it used to be on, Saturdays. That was my favorite. I'm a traditionalist, but it's still exciting. It's not compared to the last couple of years where the Patriots have had like premium high picks and it was, like life or death, whether they got them right or wrong. This one, it's still important, but not quite as important. So still interested to see what they do because they do need to add a lot of depth guys and, a couple key areas and some help here. So
Mikey, I know you're excited.
Yeah, I cannot wait. Wait, so David Carr, oh my God, that is the same draft. When I think of the draft, I think of Julius Peppers getting picked second, which is the David Carr draft, which is so
I kind of think
funny
about that one too, dude. That's weird. That's when I was like starting to understand. Oh, they draft a player, and it was like, oh, the Texans are this new team, and they get this quarterback. Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah. That is why. Yeah, because the Texans started. Did they get Andre Johnson with their second pick? Was that
they got him the next year?
Oh, they got him the next year. Okay,
yeah.
I thought they drafted him first pick, second round. I was like, that would have been Was it Jabbar Gaffney then?
It was Jabbar Gaffney,
right?
Wow.
Good memory, Mike.
What a pull.
That is
sorry.
I remember the Texans beat the Cowboys in their first ever game on Sunday Night Football. I thought Jerry Jones was going to have a heart attack in the suite up there in Jerry World. I can't believe we're losing to this expansion team on national television.
Who was their was Quincy Carter their quarterback, the Cowboys? I'm trying to remember.
It was Quincy Carter. That was Emmett's last year on the Cowboys.
Oh my
I think
God.
David Campo was their head coach. They were a train wreck. They were so bad.
Wow.
Quincy Carter
we got a lot to get to tonight, but especially happy because, man, that Celtics game sucked last night. It's kind of nice to have a little distraction for a couple of days. I'm sure they'll be fine, but there was definitely, it felt a lot like recent year playoff losses. And if we have some time to end, we can get a little more into the Celtics, but that was not a fun basketball game. But yeah, so.
You want to hear something sad?
Yeah.
I missed the Celtics game because I was grinding tape on just like random guys that'll get drafted in the 7th round for the draft. Honestly, like so pathetic.
Crazy.
You're the Mike Mayock of of Massachusetts, dude.
I think you have a future, man.
I really think you should be like a draft guy. I'm not sure exactly what you do for a living, Mikey. I'm sure you're good at it, buddy. But I think you should retire from that and get fully into the draft. I think that's your true calling.
Yeah, you need to just like start spamming Todd McShay, trying to be an intern or something.
Yeah, maybe.
But yeah, so before the draft, I mean, obviously draft related, it's they're just Schefter's reporting AJ Brown and the Pats is like, oh, it's
The Pats. Well, what do the Eagles have to gain from leaking that they're trading their star wide receiver right before the draft to a certain team? They don't gain anything from it, right? The Patriots, what they gain from it is other teams will be like, oh, well, looks like he's going to New England. We're not going to even call on it. It sounds like that's a done deal. And also, the Patriots might want just a little bit of a distraction from the, Rossini, Vrabel situation. You know what I mean? So I think that could be a factor.
You think that the Eagles wouldn't want that out there because it kind of hurts them with leverage? Because does it kind of give them leverage though?
So I think the Patriots might want it out there more so because one, they want to kind of maybe dissuade other teams from thinking like, okay, like AJ Brown's available. They might think like, okay, well, the Patriots are going to get him. It's inevitable, whatever. And then two, they just might want a little bit of a distraction from the Vrabel Rossini story. Get something else out there. You know what I mean? It's that was dominating the airwaves for like 2 weeks. Not great press. You know what I mean? So I just don't know what Philly would gain from having like a pretty much agreed upon trade before the draft. I just don't know what that
Yeah,
does
I
for
guess
him.
it puts pressure on the Pats. Like, oh, you already told your fan base that you were getting him. Now you better you better pay up. So I kind of see both sides. You know what I mean? But it is a unique situation because it's like what is the trade? We don't know. I'm still like I really don't want to give up a first. Schefter was saying he thinks it's a first, might be a 28th. Like they're saying this 27 draft is like all time loaded. I'd rather
It
knock
is.
you above a first round pick for in the 27 draft when you don't know what it's gonna be. You know,
I feel like Booty's gonna be involved. I feel like it's gonna
Me
be
too.
Booty
that's
in
what they're
like a
saying he
second.
might be. So like
Yeah,
I don't know what his value. 1 year Kayshon Booty's like he's a free agent after next season. So 1 year in his deal, what is that worth? Like a fourth? Maybe? I don't know.
Maybe it's a 2 in Booty.
Yeah,
that's
maybe
what
something
I
like
would
that. That's
that's what I
fair, I
would
think.
guess. Yeah.
I
That's
think
like
that's
what my
reasonable. That's what yeah. And maybe it's just like, hey, maybe like it puts you in a weird situation, but and like it's just like what
a
if it doesn't
2 in
happen? You look like
Booty,
fools.
I think a 2 in Booty, I mean, as soon as I heard about the trade, all my skepticism went out the window, and I'm actually so pumped to have AJ Brown now. But if it's a 2 in Booty, I think that's a home run for us actually. Just like I guess if the draft is better than next year, but like looking what you can get in the second round this year, I'm totally like that's great. Like
Yeah, as long as he's like really good and you get 3 years out of him, that he's really good. And yeah, I guess my next question is like, what does this do for their offense? Because it's obviously a huge boost to have like a go-to receiver. I mean, I saw some stats that teams played man against the Pats more than any other team last year, probably because they didn't think they had anybody who could really destroy man, and nobody's better than been in the league in the past 5 years against man coverage than AJ Brown. So I think it's a huge addition.
I love AJ Brown. Can I get one more point on Booty though?
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
So like I'm for the trade. I've been saying that like for as long. Like I'm a big AJ Brown guy. I said in the chat, I'm getting his jersey the minute the trade gets announced. I'm getting the nice white, fresh, clean AJ Brown jersey. It'll be a part of my wardrobe. But I just don't. I'm not crazy about giving up the idea of Booty yet because he's gotten better every year he has been in the league. He has doubled his stats every single season. I think he turns 24 right when the season starts. He's right around the same age as Drake May. A guy that you've drafted, you developed, that's gotten better every single year, that's been a very good player for you, and is like an ascending player, and you know that player has chemistry with your quarterback. I'm not saying it. I think AJ Brown will be great here, but it is a risk when you give up a young player that you have developed who has played well with your quarterback, and you give up that for an unknown. So it's a high risk move for the Patriots. They're going like kind of all in with this now.
I'm very happy you like kind of brought us back because losing Booty is not nothing. Like he was so fun to watch last year.
Oh
I
yeah.
felt yeah,
I love Booty.
I'm a
yeah,
big fan of
I've
his.
loved rooting for Booty, and thought he was pretty clutch. He had some
yeah.
big catches. Like he's been kind of a good model for what's been in that system. So it's
He's a
yeah.
playmaker.
I'd rather trade like Pop Douglas if they could. I don't think
Well,
he's got
yeah.
nearly any value though.
I wouldn't give a fucking bag of potato chips for Bob Douglas.
Yeah, well that's fair.
I mean,
But
he's
it's like I don't think they're gonna extend Booty if you're gonna have Brown under contract. You got Dobbs. I think they
you're
gotta
right.
still have some hopes for Kyle Williams. Like I think, and
You're
like
right.
maybe if you take someone in the fourth or the fifth, there's some guys we like later in this draft. So it's like I see their rationale, but it's like damn. And then I guess it is kind of nice to see them. It seems like they're thinking last year, we're not going to be settled with that. Like we think we can be a lot better. And the idea of like, all right, so and this kind of goes to my next question. It's like, all right, you're going to have Brown as your one. You're going to have Dobbs. You're going to have Kyle Williams. If you go get another receiving target in this draft, whether it be a Concepcion at 31, I kind of like the idea of Eli Stowers, where it's like you could just have a ton of downfield targets, and it's like, man, Drake May was incredible. Like he was incredible last year with pretty mediocre cats. If you're giving him like really good cast now, you might have the best offense in the NFL if this all works out correctly. So
Yeah.
I kind of like the way they're going for it, and I'm interested to see how they approach that in the next couple of days.
I'm
I
with you,
would
Blue. You can't go through life like halfway. You're either in, as that scumbag Pat Riley once said, you're either all in or you're all out. I like being all in, You know what I mean? So, like,
Yeah.
you were just in the Super Bowl. You still do have Drake May on a rookie contract. You want to be aggressive. Go get. You didn't have, like you said earlier, bro. Teams played a ton of man coverage against us because we didn't truly have any man coverage, beaters, right? You go, okay, you go get that dog for your MVP level quarterback, and you see if you can, surpass what you did last year. And I'm for it, but it is a risk. Like, that's just what it is. So this is either going to work out really well and it's going to like take us to that next level, or it's not. Like, there's no gray area with this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I wasn't thinking about the Star Wars route, Brew, but now that you say it, that would be really fun. That would be really fun to just like lean into the explosiveness. He fits really well as like the power slot in the offense. That would be really cool.
yeah. And I also think like a Concepcion, where it's like, man, we're just gonna like that's
Well,
another one
yeah.
where you just like we're gonna lean into this passing game, guys who can get open. So
Yeah, you
I'm
don't
really
have to
curious to
tell
see what
me
they
about
do.
that.
I kind of, and then that kind of goes into the next topic of.
Well, I
I
just
know you
wanted
had some
to add a
scenarios,
little
Mike.
bit to that. I wanted to add one
Yeah.
more thing to that. I think AJ Brown real like besides the fact that he's like an amazing player, I think he actually makes the receiving room fit really well together. As much as I love Booty, so it's funny. I feel like he had a lot of like deep catches last year, but he actually ran like a really slow 40 time, and I think like he doesn't have like that the best speed to attack vertically all the time. I think AJ Brown gives us that 3 level threat. Plus like yards after catch, Booty wasn't great at that. Booty, I felt like he makes big plays down the field, but I saw him as more of like a possession receiver. He wins with like having great hands, a great ass, like just like boxing guys out.
Did not expect you to say that.
Like
You'd figure a guy named Booty's got a great ass, right?
yeah, honestly, like I remember his catch against the Chargers where he just kind of like boxed out the guy with his ass, and then like, anyways, whatever. I just feel like he ties the receiving room together so perfectly now because Booty and Dobbs, I think they're a little redundant with each other. Now having like AJ Brown as like your like 3 level threat, and then Dobbs is kind of your more possession guy, and then like Hollins in the power slot, Kyle Williams, speed guy. Like I feel like the room is coming together so well now.
I
Yeah.
agree,
Well,
Mike.
yeah. I think we've been saying like they're just lacking a legit one, and then now you
Yeah,
add that, everything kind of slots in nicely.
yeah,
Booty's kind of like a bigger boy version of, you guys remember Brandon Lloyd? Brandon
yeah,
Lloyd was a
Yeah,
really
he's kind
good
of like
possession
that.
receiver. Yeah,
yeah.
every time he would catch the ball, he'd go down, no yak, nothing like that, but he'd make these tough contested catches. Booty kind of reminds me of Brandon Lloyd, but bigger with a bigger ass, like you
Yeah.
said, Mike.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
am
that's a
kind of
good
curious
call.
if Booty has more in his game than like they utilized him
Mm.
as, because he might, Like
Oh,
they
dude.
just like you never really saw him get the ball and opportunities to get yak. It was always just like catches down the field.
Oh, there was a reason why, Brew. He was the number one recruit. He was a 5-star at LSU. Like, he was on pace to break all of Justin Jefferson's freshman records at
Yeah,
LSU.
he had
Like, before,
he had a 300-yard game in college.
yeah, like Brian Kelly
Wow, that's
absolutely screwed
crazy.
that kid's draft stock. He
Yeah,
moved him to a slot receiver after he got hurt, and he was never the same player. That's why he was a 6th-round pick. It was
yeah,
that
he broke his
scumbag
ankle
Brian
too.
Kelly's fault.
Yeah, um,
I
but
hate
yeah,
Brian Kelly. Be
yeah, I
short
know.
on
I feel like
that.
you've mentioned that many times.
I hate
He's a
him.
local guy, right? He's like from like Chelsea.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's from
yeah.
Everett, but he thinks he's from the South.
Yeah.
Me and my family.
All right, so let's talk about the draft itself. So I know, and Mike, I know you had some scenarios we wanted to go through. So I kind of understand. Like my thought was,
Yeah.
I've been following a lot of like what these draft guys are saying. It sounds like everybody thinks all the tackles are going to be gone probably by the time the Pats pick. Like there's going to be like 7, 8 like offensive tackles taken in the first round. I think we've talked a lot about how our ideal scenario is ending up with Blake Miller from Clemson or Matt Cianaccio from Arizona State. And I guess my question is, if those guys are gone, which was that the scenario you're talking about, Mike?
That was the scenario, and then based on that scenario, I couldn't choose who I wanted, so I just made like up questions to try to boil it
Yeah.
down so that we could like work through it together. But Got
Yeah. Because my question was like, who do we think is the most likely guy that for them to take? Say those two guys are gone. Um, is it Concepcion, even though you're getting AJ? But it maybe say he's
he's
gone
gone.
too.
He's gone.
You think he's gone?
Yeah, I'll bet him like I was thinking we should go on I don't gamble, but we should go
Yeah.
on DraftKings and hammer some bets because I feel like we have enough knowledge to make some bets. But I saw one for him in the first round is like pretty low, like plus whatever, and like I was like, that is the most obvious bet of all time.
Yeah, I think so too. But so I guess like all right. So what was your? Because my thought is like all right, you're probably leaning edge at that point when you've got like your Zion Youngs, you've got your like hopefully TJ Parker's there. I think he's one of the more ideal guys for them to end up with. Seeing a lot of Malachi Lawrence, which I don't love. And
Yeah.
then my point is like I feel like those guys, and then those guys kind of in that next tier, you got like your Dennis Suttons, your R. Mason Thomas, your Gabe Yakis. I mean, I don't think those guys are making it to 63.
All
But
right.
and then there's go ahead.
My first question on that is do you have to draft for need? That's my first
No,
question. Do you?
that's my thought too. Is it's like
Yeah.
you kind of need to get like a cornerstone of your team here if you can. And like if you think those guys are just like average, so like the guy that's been kind of sticking out to me, and I think we've talked about him is like, I think I've said there's no way they're taking him, and now I'm kind of like doing a little more prep on him. This kid Caden McDonald from Ohio State, he's like 20, just he's like a Vince Wilfork type of player. I'm not saying he's Vince Wilfork, but he's just like a big ass, like 20 years old nose tackle who's just incredible at stopping the run. And I think he's probably got a good chance of being there. He's going to go around that range. And to me, it's like the idea of like, oh, like we were so good at stopping the run last year. And if we can just add another piece there where it's like, man, you're going to have like him and Milton Williams, because I don't think Barmore's going to be a team that much longer. I don't hate that idea. And it's just like we just lean into that strength where it's like our team is sick at stopping the run and we're sick at throwing the ball. That's kind of our like, and we have a good secondary. They kind of like made the Super Bowl off that formula. So if you want to keep doubling down on that, I don't hate it, you know?
I don't think that kid's going to be there, Brew, when we
I
draft.
mean,
I got a feel.
either.
I don't know why. I think I know what you're saying with the projections. I got a feeling a team like the Ravens are going to take him earlier than we all
Earlier.
think. At
Yeah.
like 18, 20, whenever the
I think
Ravens
they're
are
like
picking.
14. Yeah.
Oh,
No,
they're 14? Oh, okay.
I think
All
they're
right.
all the way up at 14. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So a lot of projections have him going around that range, but I like it. I kind of like talked myself into that strategy.
Yeah,
I wouldn't hate it if he's there. It's another one of those things, right? Where we talked about earlier. It's like a guy like your tackles are gone. That guy's there. You just hand him the pick. That's it. You don't think about it. You just hand him the pick.
And
But I
he's a
don't think he'll be there.
cornerstone. Like you guys, you just have an awesome defensive front.
Yeah, and I like guys who it kind of falls off at the position after him. Like there's no like he's in a tier of himself at that position. I feel like so like after him, there's no more run at that position. I like drafting guys who kind of fall that way. But I did my own mock draft. And I had him going to the 49ers at 27. And I felt like the way the 49ers year went last year, where they just got destroyed against the run, I don't see him going past that. I mean,
Yeah.
I think it would be unlikely. I mean, it's possible. It's like definitely possible.
There's a
I
lot of
wouldn't
smoke
bank
around
on
the
it.
Niners going with the tackle too, with going like a Ian Achor if he's there. So that's the other one where
I had
probably
all the
one of the other
tackles
offensive
gone by
lines
then.
by that point. Yeah. Yeah. So
Actually,
okay.
yeah.
So where were you looking at when you did this?
Well, so when I did the mock draft, the guys who were left were all the edges. So it was like TJ Parker, Zion Young, Yakis, Mesidor, Lawrence, R. Mason, Cassius Howell, who are like all good, but like I don't know how I feel with any of those guys as a first round pick. And then so I started collecting all the guys who were left that I liked that didn't fit that need, and they were just like Keelan Rutledge, guard, Caleb Banks, defensive tackle, CJ Allen, linebacker. If you wanted to go with the 8th tackle, Caleb Tiernan, and then like Traden Stukes and Avion Terrell, Traden Stukes safety, Avion Terrell corner. Like
I've seen Stowers going to us in a mock draft too. At 31.
really,
I've seen one where it was like Stowers 31, Malachi Lawrence 63. Another one that there was Malachi Lawrence 31, Stowers 63. So that kind of shows like how the pool from like 20 to 60 is like very similar caliber players. You know what I mean?
yeah. Do any of those guys, like, pique your interest that I named? Like, any guys that when I named them, you were like,
TJ Parker does. Yeah. If he was there, I would take him at 31, 100%.
Yeah,
"That's who I
that
had
if it's
us
those
getting
guys
to."
like you just said, I think McNeil Warren's another one who might be there. They're saying,
I had him going
they're saying
before,
Jamal
but
McCoy might fall because of knee issues. Would you take
yeah.
him?
So, I'm definitely way more comfortable than normal people taking positions that are already filled. Like, I do
Yeah,
that
you
I
gotta
do
get a
that in
stud.
fantasy football, which is so stupid, but, like, if I love someone, I'm gonna grab them. So, I would take McCoy, but
But it's also like if
I
he's
don't know if he'll
falling
be
that
there too.
range, if he's falling that range because of a knee issue, like how bad is his knee issue that nobody
But
else took him, you
I
know?
think the better question, though, is when you're asking these questions is, would you rather TJ Parker or Jamon McCoy? Like, you need to do comparisons like that.
Yeah.
Otherwise, like, oh yeah, I'd love to have Jamon McCoy, like, obviously, but what's the opportunity cost? And like, so I don't know. That's a question that I feel like is like a pretty relevant one. Like
Yeah.
TJ
So
Parker, Jamon McCoy, who would you go for?
TJ Parker.
Yeah.
My thought to your question and what I was going to go with when I'm saying like who I think is like who would you say is the most likely player to be wearing a Patriots hat tomorrow night? I think it's Zion Young. And like I think that's like I think I'm just going edge. If all the guys that we like are gone, it's like hey, we really need an edge. All these edges are pretty solid prospects. Like just get the edge in round 1 and take the best guy available in round 2. You know? Because all these guys we like for the edge position are going to be gone by 63 unless you trade up.
I agree. Is it crazy that I kind of want that if the tackles are gone, I want the Patriots to trade back and not
Yeah.
draft at 31 and move back to like 38, 39, maybe early 40s, and then you round up, get a couple more picks, and then take one of those edge guys at like 39, whatever, and
No,
then
I
get more
feel the
picks. Is
exact
that crazy?
same. Every time I do Pro Football
That's
Network
yeah.
mock draft, that's what I do. I'm just like, let me pick up another third or fourth that I can use for another position need. And it's
Right.
like, because like you're saying, these guys are all pretty similar caliber. Now, I don't know. They did also have like they had 30 visits with Yakis, Lawrence, Zion Young, R. Mason Thomas. I think T.J. Parker too. Like, I think that they're thinking we got to get one of these kids. And
Yes.
that's why I think it's like if you had gun to head, who do I think is most likely? I think if Ian Achor is there, I think that's probably the most likely pick. But
Yeah.
I will say, and this is kind of goes something we've talked about a lot. I was looking at Morgan Moses' career. He's actually like barely missed any games in his career. He's always like leaving games and coming back. But
Yeah.
he's only missed like 6 or 7 games in his entire run. So
Me
it's
me
kind of like I know he's 35, but if he can just get through 1 year, it's like you're gonna draft a guy who's not gonna start. That also feels like I think Chad Graff from The Athletic, he wrote an article today. He's like, I just don't see them drafting a guy who's not going to start. And it's like, yeah, I kind of see that, I guess. But
me and my friends have joked for like a decade that Morgan Moses gets carted off every single game and he still comes back and
yeah,
plays.
he missed 3 games in 24 and 3 games in 23. That's
Yeah.
it. Since he was a rookie. So
That's pretty good.
yeah, it really
For
is.
someone who
I
gets
was
carted off every
surprised.
game, that's pretty good.
Yeah, I was surprised.
I just like Ian Achor as a prospect more than I like any of the edge guys that would be available. So it's
Yeah.
not so
And I think he'll
much
get on the
just
field.
because, but and also like, I mean, I feel like we're gonna have to address that position next year too. Like Morgan Moses probably won't be on the team next year, or maybe he'll
Right.
retire or something. And then also you get a little Will Campbell insurance.
Yes.
You have to kick him to guard.
I mean, I would take Ian Achor in a second if he's there. I still think if he was, I don't think he'll be there, but if he's there, saying hypothetically he's there and you draft him, I don't think he's like not gonna play this year. Do you know how many times the Patriots went jumbo last year with
Yeah.
Thayer Mumford or whatever? Like he's gonna play. Like
I
he'll
was going
have
to say that
opportunities
too.
to
That's a
be a
good
member
point.
of this team and contribute. It's not like he's just gonna hang out eating hot dogs on the bench all year. Like he's gonna play.
Big athletic kid like that too.
Yeah.
You can be moving him around. Like, yeah, no, I think if him or Miller are there, it's probably who they go with. Just because like you got to keep May healthy. Like you saw what happened last year. But yeah, I think if those guys are gone, it's super interesting. And I think if Concepcion's still there, I still think it's like, I mean, maybe you're like, yeah, we just love this kid. We think he can be our one once AJ Brown starts falling off, which I think is something to consider. But they think he's that good. But other than that, yeah, I think you just grab the edge.
And I think Casey Concepcion and AJ Brown's skill sets are like different enough. Like he would still be like, it's not like again another guy who's just gonna like hang out and watch. Like he will play. There will be a role for
Yeah.
him
Oh
on this
yeah.
team.
Oh
You
yeah.
know
He'd
what I
probably
mean? Like
start.
yeah, exactly. So and then you do that, then it's like okay, then your team is your like wide receiving core is fucking stacked. You
Yeah.
have
You get
like
the
a young up and coming star who I think Casey Concepcion is going to be a star in this league. And then you have AJ Brown, who's an established star in the twilight of his prime, but still in his prime. Then you have Romeo Dobbs, who's a very solid, good professional wide receiver. You got the speed guy in Kyle Williams. You got Matt Collins, who's I love what Mike called him, the power slot guy, because that's what his position is. Because he will road grade dudes playing out of the slot bucket. So that's a legit room.
Yeah, no, and it's like you have a superstar quarterback on a rookie deal. It's like let's
That
just
too.
go sling the ball and let's score a shit ton of points and like let's go back to the Super Bowl. But yeah, Mike, what did you have for other questions around that scenario as you were breaking
So
that
the
down?
other question though is what type I know we kind of talked about this a little bit when we did our Edge podcast, but I've been like I feel like I've been looking more at the Pats roster lately. And the question is, what type of edge do we need? Like, because there is such a big difference between selecting T.J. Parker, Zion Young, and Gabe Yakas versus selecting Akeem Mesidor, Malachi Lawrence, R. Mason Thomas, or Cassius Howell. Like,
Yeah,
it's almost like different positions.
so
It is.
Elliot Wolf said we're looking for a speed guy. But I
Which,
don't know. He's just saying that. Like that doesn't sell me that. Like I'm kind of like I think that the knock on Zion Young is like, oh, he's not like an incredible pass rusher. He was still 15th in total pressures in college football this year. I really like what I see from that kid. He's incredible stopping the run. He's just like he's got kind of everything you're looking for. I think. I like. I mean, I like all these guys. I kind of be happy with if it's like oh, like Yakas is just such a safe pick. You know, he's gonna be a solid pro. Like sure, right? Cassius Howell would not take him at 31. R. Mason, same thing. I don't. Yeah. R. Mason, no thanks at 31. At 63 or lower down, sure. And yeah, there's a lot of love for Malachi Lawrence too. So
A lot of guys think Malachi Lawrence is going to be on the Pats at 31. I don't know.
yeah,
To answer your question, Mike, I would like to double dip. I'd like to get one of each. I'd like to get a speed guy, and I'd like to get like a big physical guy who's going to set the edge, play the run, and then power rush. Like, I want to get a little bit of both. I like having a diversified pass rush. I want to get a little bit of
yeah,
everything, right?
yeah.
That's what I would do if I was building a team. And Brew, you're right. I don't listen to anything that Cream and Sugar Elliot Wolf's got to say. That's all his job is to ask the coaching staff they want cream and sugar in their coffee. That's it. He don't have any power in the building at all.
Oh my God,
that's
that
great.
is hilarious.
Yeah, no, like Danny Dennis Sutton. If they get him in the third round, I'd be pumped. If you talk you come away with Zion Young and Danny Dennis Sutton, you come away with like R. Mason Thomas and Danny Dennis Sutton. I'd be thrilled with what that does for the pass rush.
So Malachi Lawrence, there was one stat that I like hated that he has. He was in bottom 5 percentile tackles at his position. Just like
Ugh.
great tackles. Yeah.
He's kind of small too.
He's small and he has like an incredible first set. He's an amazing pass rusher, but because he is a little stiff still, like stiff like on his ankles, he struggles to like make tackles in short areas, like get off a block and just like kind of and wrap the guy up. He struggles to do that. So I mean people are so high on him now because I feel like people are kind of talking about saying that he kind of has like the most pass rush juice of people after Bailey and Bain. But I don't know. That stat really scares me. I just wouldn't want that on my team.
That scares me too, Mike, because you know who's in the AFC East? Josh Allen,
Oh yeah,
who's in a lot of those like little short yard situations, those scampers. If he can't tackle in college football and in the Big 12, what conference he was playing in, he ain't tackling Josh Allen in December. He's not tackling Devin A-Chain either. Nope.
Yeah.
Now that you said that, out
Yeah.
He's
on
off
that
my.
guy.
I've
He's off
just
my
something
board,
about
Mike.
him I don't love. I like a lot
Yeah.
of these other guys. All right, So the plan for this episode, we're gonna basically just go through and draft who we want them to end up with.
One more question.
Okay.
Just one more. Do you consider guard a need?
Not really. I mean, I would be shocked if they take a guard in the first round.
In the first round, no. I'll be very upset if they take a guard tomorrow night. I will be very fucking
I would
upset
too, man.
if they take a guard. Now, if they took one in like the fourth round, fifth round, sure, fine, whatever. If I stay up till 11 o'clock tomorrow night to watch the Pats take a guard, I'm gonna drive to the Zakem Bridge
Oh
and
my
jump with cement shoes
It'd
on.
be straight out of the Belichick playbook too.
Yeah.
Like where you
Oh.
stay up till 11 and they trade out, which I actually would kind of like, but yeah.
The trade out, whatever. If they do that, I'm like, okay, fine, you got me, whatever.
Oh my
If
God.
they draft that kid from Georgia Tech tomorrow at 11:02, when I'm like, you drooling on the couch trying to stay up, I'm gonna be pissed.
Oh.
Yeah, I 100% agree, G.
Well, I was
all right.
just saying that because Onwenu's on the last year of his deal, and Vera Tucker's known for getting hurt. So,
They got the
it-
kid Ben Brown though, and he's pretty solid.
yeah, that's true.
Mike, it's sneaky as a need. It's just not like we have other way higher needs than
Yeah.
drafting at that
I've
spot.
seen
Yeah.
I've seen some people. I saw somebody say, I forget who it was. They were like, they should just draft like 4 offensive linemen with those 6th-round picks and just hope like one of them can stick. Like, yeah, throw. That's where you find that, right? You can find a 6th-round guard who ends up being pretty good.
That's
You're not
true.
going to find that for another position. So, all right. So the plan for this, we're gonna kind of just go in order. It doesn't have to snake or anything, but we're just gonna draft who we want them to end up with the most. Who's like a realistic target? Like obviously, you're like, oh, I'd love them to take Arvell Reese. It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Even like I sent you guys a list. So, and if there's somebody that's not on the list that you thought was realistic, then like absolutely go for it. Doesn't have to be first round. It's just who you'd like them to most end up with. Mike, I'll let you go first.
Wait, bro, before you do that, can you like share your screen so we could see the list? Just because like I'm a visual guy, you know
Yeah,
what
of
I mean? And
course.
like I want to like clear it off my board in my brain.
Yeah, let me get this thing cleaned up.
Damn, I'm normally very prepared for these things. I totally forgot to rank these, but
That's
I
not
can.
well, that's what happened when you're doing 8 hours of tape on the 7th round guys last night.
Yeah, during the Celtics playoff game.
I only got to watch the fourth quarter last night. I was doing like an after work like volunteer event, like for some program we do with our veterans, which was like a great event. It was awesome. But I came home and then just like watching like Paul George just like
Oh
bury
my
big
God.
shot after big shot and playing drop coverage on Maxi. I was so pissed. I was like, God damn it.
Yeah, they. So
Very
this was
happy
actually
I missed.
this was my rankings. Oh, I didn't
Mhm.
share my screen. We can just go off this. You don't have to know this, Meyer. I shouldn't have said that actually.
I'll Men in Black myself, bro. I forget you said it.
Okay. All right, Mike, who you got? I mean,
All right, I mean,
bigger.
if I was in this spot, I think I would actually lead with my heart over my head. And I'm going Casey Concepcion. I just feel like he has the most superstar potential of that list that you sent. And as much as I love Blake Miller and think that's the smarter pick, I feel like there's only one Casey Concepcion. I don't know how many. There's probably more Blake Millers out there.
Yeah, that's fair.
I would have
fair.
taken him too, Mike. I'm gonna go Blake Miller though if it's me next.
Okay.
Love it.
Nice to do I need an explanation on that for your starter, Clemson?
No, that's what
you
I'm
know,
saying. We don't have to
yeah.
make this like a long drawn out thing.
No.
All right, I'm gonna go Iheanacho. I mean, I think that he's probably one of the most likely guys for them to take, and I think I like him a lot as a prospect. It's kind of like the safest, but also kind of like high upside pick, I think. Who you got next, Mike?
Oh, geez, I'm doing this on the fly. Let's see. Jeez. After those three, there's a fall off in my mind. I kind of like I actually might go with. I'm going with what's his name? Caden McDonald. Actually, Caden Proctor was my maybe, but I feel like Caden McDonald's. It'd be nice to have another nose tackle like that, like a Vince Wilfork type player. I mean, Corey Durden's there, but I feel like We'll just
No,
have
I
that
like it.
set for 5 years. That'll be nice.
I like it, Mike. That would have been my guy. I'm gonna go with Mr. T.J. Parker. Give me T.J. Parker.
Yeah, I think I'd be thrilled if they end up with TJ Parker there.
So maybe this is why sometimes I hate listening to podcasts. The guy, like, because I've been TJ Parker was my first edge selected when we were doing our edge show.
Yeah.
Some guy was just so over the top on how much he thinks TJ Parker can't rush the passer. But like he was saying, like, yeah, he's a great run defender, but he was like, he will not be able to rush the passer in the NFL. I mean, I don't know how much I want to take one person's word on it. It did make me like a little scared though.
Who was it, Mike? Just out of curiosity.
Who was it? I'm trying to think what show it was I was listening to.
This guy said,
What was it? Oh, I don't know. Some NFL draft, fantasy underdog NFL draft podcast. I don't know. This is probably bad podcasting right now, just talking about a guy from a different podcast. But I was so in on TJ Parker, but after listening to him, I was like, oh shit, am I wrong?
no, I
Yeah,
think you're right. This guy's wrong.
yeah, I think TJ would be good. I'm gonna go Zion Young. I just kind of like Zion Young. Uh, kind of liked him all along since we started doing this. I think he'd be a great fit on this defense. I think he can make plays. I think he's probably, like I said, I think if I had to say gun to head, who I think ends up as the player they pick, I'd probably lean towards him. Just given who I think will be available. Like I don't think
Yeah.
Parker will be there.
I don't think you're wrong, bro. I don't think you're
Yeah.
wrong. I think there's a pretty good chance that it's Zion Young if we stick in draft.
Yeah, great name for an edge rusher too.
Yeah, hopefully he's not like the Zion. He doesn't have a career like the Zion in the NBA.
Yeah, for sure.
Fat, out of shape, banging prostitutes.
Let's see. Wow, it gets tough.
It
All right.
does.
I'm going Caden Proctor actually. The reason why is I think it's nice to have a tackle, but he's also a tackle that can play guard as well. And so I think it's just good to get like another lineman that can play multiple positions.
Yeah, I think he's going before us, to be honest. But
He'll go to the Chargers and be hurt every year of his career. Bookmark it.
yeah, he's just.
I don't like that pick.
Mike's not
right.
going to sleep tonight because of the pick you made.
Yeah, I know he's going to be pissed. He'll be in baby blue and he'll be on IR for the next 3 to 5 years. I'm going to take my old pal, Gabe Yakis, Illinois. I thought that would have been your guy, Gross. I'm shocked you didn't just take him there.
Yeah, my reasoning is I would like to take multiple edges, but I do feel like I can get an edge in the second round. And so, I mean, there's a guy out there that will be on my team.
Unless Brew takes him.
I'm trying to think who that would be. I mean, the more I think, like, I'm obviously like McNeil Warren's a nice prospect. I'm just listening to Doug Kyde. He's like, they took a 4th round safety last year and he was an absolute stud. Like, do you really need to take a safety in the 1st round who's probably not going to start this year? Like,
he's
probably
also
not.
he's also a strong safety. And so is Craig.
Okay, I'm going to go with Eli Stowers. I just kind of like the idea of adding like this like really good receiving tight end to play with Drake Maye. And yeah, like just beefing up this passing game. Let's see Drake Maye throw for 5,000 yards next year or something. Like let's really make this a lot easier for him, give him these downfield targets he didn't have last year.
I'm going off script, and I'm going with Jace Basantis, guard out of Texas A&M.
What's his deal?
I watched his highlights. He was kind of like rated like 5th on the guards, and I watched his highlights. I was like, this guy looks like he's better than all of them. And then, sorry, I'm bringing up another podcast again. I was listening to Mike Tice talk about like linemen in the draft.
Who's Nate Tice?
Well, his dad. So Mike
Oh,
Tice, former coach of the
yeah, yeah,
Vikings.
yeah,
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Dude, he's the funnest guy ever to listen talk about offensive line play, and he was obsessed with Chase Besantis, like, obsessed with him, like,
Chase?
um, all he kept saying was, "He looks for work, Nate. He looks for work, Nate."
I love that. Well,
He's
yeah,
David Andrews likes that guy a lot too. I heard him on with I think Phil Perry a week or so ago. He really likes this kid too.
he's nifty.
who you
He
got,
kept
G?
using the word nifty.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna go with slinging Sammy Roush, the tight end out of
Oh,
Stanford.
Wow.
Let's go. Let's go. Sammy Baugh here. Let's go. We need a tight end.
yeah, I like
Apparently,
that a
he was
lot.
stonewalling Bane when they were playing each other.
Sammy Roush. Sammy Roush
Yeah.
is I feel like he's like projected to be like a late fourth rounder, and I don't get it because I feel like he's just like the one. I love him as a prospect. Like I think everybody who's like evaluated him a little bit is like, yeah, no, this kid looks like an NFL tight end for sure. And it's like, yeah, sure, sounds good to me. I mean, it's not like I'm like drafting a team here, right? I think given where they would go, I'm gonna go Dennis Sutton. Just something I liked about that kid as a player, and I think he's gonna go a little later than some of these other edge guys. So I mean, you could get him if they take him at round 2 because they didn't take an edge round 1. Be pretty happy with it.
Oh, I've been doing, like, my first rounders first, and then my second rounder second, and then
What about
I've just been
Chase?
going with guys I'd like them to take.
Yeah, that was kind
oh,
of the criteria I announced at the beginning of this.
oh. Well, I'll just keep it going. Well, I definitely would not want Caden Proctor's, like, wicked low on my list, but I was like,
That's your
feel like
guy,
I
Mike.
can't I feel like I can't pass him up
Yeah.
there. So I'm gonna keep going on the way that I've been going. All right. I'm gonna go with CJ Allen. He was
Okay.
the linebacker that I liked the most watching. I like the idea of just getting a guy who I like take over for Bobby Spillane when he's gone, and I feel like he'll be like a good starter for a long time. Just solid player.
I, I like it. All right, I got my one big physical edge boy, or I got a couple of them. So I'm gonna go speed. Give me R. Mason Thomas, por favor.
The
Little
piss
Yeah.
speed.
missile.
Yep.
I'd be pumped if they got our Mason. I mean, I'm not like I'm a little worried about his size projecting, but like I could also see it where it's like this kid's just a demon as a pass rusher.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I've kind of liked him the whole process too.
Mhm.
I'm gonna go Max Clare. I just think it's really important that they add a tight end. Like
Yep.
that's sneaky a huge need right now. Like a receiving tight end, Hunter Henry was looking pretty dead at the end of the season, and whether it be Roush, whether it be Max Clear, whether they do kind of somehow find a way to get Eli Stowers, or even whether it be some of the other guys we've talked about. And I didn't put them all on this list. Obviously, there was a few more that we liked, but I would love if they ended up with Max Clare.
I
Solid,
uh
solid player.
I watched his highlights on Purdue, and he
Yeah.
went screaming up my big board after that.
Yeah, that he was really successful at Purdue. Ohio State didn't do much. Like we said, like Ohio State had the receiver who's going to go first in this draft, probably the receiver who's going to go first in next year's draft. I mean, that team was just outrageous.
Yeah,
So might be a good
it's hard to
value.
produce that way, right? Like, and he
Yeah,
wasn't like it's not like he was bad. He still had like a fine season at Ohio State. He just wanted to be part of a winning program, which I kind of respect. That he
yeah,
sacrificed, a little bit on his draft stock, maybe in his statistics, to go play for like a winning football team. I respect that.
yeah.
Um,
I'm
all
shocked you
right.
haven't taken one guy
All
yet.
right, I'm just gonna take my guy. I'm gonna break my rule. Um, I'm taking Jaysean Barham.
I started typing it before you said it.
Mhm.
uh, I'm gonna follow this guy like he's my son when he gets drafted to the NFL, just to like check in on how he's doing. I'm that obsessed with him.
I like it. No, I think a lot of people are like, yeah, like this kid's a hell of a prospect. He's very unique. I
He-
feel like there's these guys that it's like, yeah, they're going to be a third rounder, but everybody likes them. Same as Sam Roush. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, he's late to changing to his position, so he didn't always play edge. He's a little undersized, but he's like the strongest guy on the team. He to me, he looks like Arvel Reese. Like their highlights look similar to me. His short
Yeah.
area quickness and like his power, and like his athleticism for the position. I'm obsessed.
Apparently, Albert Reese only started for 1 year too,
Really?
and he just was so good. He's gonna go top 5 in the draft.
Well, how old is he?
He's young.
He's young. Yeah. Yeah. All right, G. Who you got?
How old's Barham actually?
We'll do like 7 picks each, or maybe 8 picks each.
All right. I'm gonna go with Jeremiah's baby boy. Give me Trotter there, linebacker. Let's go. Big thumper.
Yeah,
Knocking
I like that.
motherfuckers out. Let's go, Trotter.
That
Just
would
like
I
be
like that.
that would be fun.
It would. It would be
Yeah.
a fun pick. I'm having fun.
Yeah, that would be fun. I think all these guys would really. I mean, I think I'm gonna go with Derek Moore. I think he's like a
That's a
safe
good
bet. He's
pick.
just a solid pass rusher, right? Like if he's gonna be if they do stay at 63 and kind of all these other guys are gone, I hope he's still there at 63 because I think he'd be a good fit.
I like that, bro. If I wasn't trying to have fun, I would have taken him. But I wanted to have some fun and take.
Yeah, he's a
Trotter.
little bland of a pick, but I think he's
Yeah.
like a solid player.
He is. I like him.
There's 3 guys I'm debating between right now.
I know what I love. I love how we're an anti-Akeem Mesidor podcast. Like, I've seen people saying like it'd be a dream come true if Mesidor falls at 31. It's like I don't know. So it's like I don't know what to think about.
He
He's
was not
17
one
and
of
a
my
half
guys.
sacks. But
He was
man,
not one of my
25 years
guys.
old and injured a lot just does not scream first round pick.
Nah, man. He's old. I don't like old guys on my team, man. Not as
Yeah.
rookies.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't want an old rookie.
Yeah, it's
Sorry.
just not exciting.
No, not for me. Not for G.
I'm just gonna go with Emmanuel McNeil Warren.
Yeah.
I just think his play style is one that can become a potential superstar, even though it's not necessarily a direct need for the Pats.
I wouldn't be bummed if they took him at 31. If they were just like, hey, we think he's the best player, he'll contribute this year.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna go with another tight end that I like and I would be happy with if the Patriots got. I compared him to Patriots and Troy a couple of weeks ago, but that would be Oscar Delp from Georgia. Kind of looks like Brock Bowers in the uniform, but not quite because he's in the number 4. Not quite the player, but little baby like Patriots and Troy. So I'll take him. I think he's a great athlete. I think obviously his production wasn't great, but I don't know. I think there's something there. I think he's gonna be a good little player. He's in the
Dude,
right spot.
He's getting a lot of hype.
Patroclus was balling out before he met Hector. He was.
He was. I mean, he even fought like you, my lord.
Oh my god, that's the best comparison of all time. That makes me love Oscar Delp. I think we need to draft Oscar Delp now.
There's a lot of Oscar Delp Pats hype.
You should get his jersey, Mike, if he comes to the Pats. I'm getting AJ Brown. You should get an Oscar Delp.
I think you're gonna get a Jay Sean Barham if he ends up with the Pats. I think I'll get you one.
I think I do actually.
Yeah.
This is tough. I don't love any of these guys. I've seen a lot of Anthony Hill hype that he's a good fit for the Pats system as outside linebacker. And I do think that that's a position they can really use some youth, some talent at. So if he's there as a 3rd rounder, I think I'd be pretty pumped about that.
I like Hill.
But yeah.
Yeah.
Last pick. These are the guys. I mean, these are the guys
this
none
is
of us
my
are
last
thrilled about.
This is my last pick.
Yeah.
All right, so I would go Omar Cooper, but I feel like since we got AJ Brown,
I took them off the list because those guys aren't ending up in New England.
Oh, you took Omar Cooper off?
I don't think he's ending up in New England.
Oh, so did I take Casey Concepcion without him?
I left him on the list because I think he's more realistic.
I'm gonna go a guy that we didn't have that much love for when we were on the podcast, but I actually have kind of started to reevaluate him. Kieran Crawford.
Yeah,
I like the fact that he has basketball background. I think he's pretty twitchy and he has decent size.
Yeah.
All right, is this my last one here, boys?
Yep.
Um, let me see here. You know, this is like again, I don't really love any of these guys left either, Brew, right? Like you were saying. I guess if I had to pick from this particular list, I would just maybe take Cassius Howell just because like he did produce in the SEC. Now his physical traits are not great, and I don't know about him in the pros, right? But out of this list that would be left, I would say whatever. But I don't want him anywhere near the first round and
Yeah.
maybe second round if I don't know if it was a trade back, but I'm not crazy about him. But I guess out of anybody left on that list, that's who I would take if I had to
Yeah, if
pick.
he's there at 63, I'd be pretty excited if they had not
Sure.
pumped, but it's like, yeah, this kid could like clearly rush the quarterback. But there's a lot to dislike about him as a prospect. It
Yeah,
is funny
exactly.
that Ruben Bain also has the short arms and he's like no brainer top 10. Because
I
that
think
seems like
it's
such an issue.
I think you can get by when you're like so strong like Ruben Bain. Like he's just getting into guys. Cassius Howell is undersized and small arms.
Yeah, that's
So
fair.
you can't
And,
get into people's
and,
chest.
and Ruben Bain, I mean, Cassius Howell's a good name. Ruben Bain is a great name. If your name's Ruben Bain, you're a fucking beast pass rusher. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah,
Oh my,
Yeah,
absolutely.
he plays like his name.
he plays like Bain. Yeah.
Yeah, he plays.
I'll take I mean it's honestly just for the reigning guy, just to mention him. I mean, I think Emmanuel Pregnon and Keelan Rutledge, like the guards. Like I don't want a guard at the end of the first round, and they're going to go around that range. So I'm not going to go with them. Eli Raridon, I'd be fine with as like a fifth round pick. Same as Marlon Klein. Justin Jolly, I don't want. And it's like Jacob Rodriguez, he's the linebacker who can really tackle, right? So I think like a playmaking linebacker is always a fun thing to add. And then, I mean, if Malachi Lawrence, like I said, like 31, I'm not thrilled, but I'll take him because if he does end up as like their late second round like pick that they want to get a pass rusher, they end up with the tackle in the first round or something, I'd be pretty happy about it, I guess. So he's definitely probably my least favorite of that kind of range of edge rushers. But like we've talked about many a time, they're all pretty relatively even prospects. So
Wait, Brute, was Jacob Rodriguez the Texas tackle linebacker,
yeah,
correct?
yeah,
Oh, switch him for Cassius Howell. I love
okay,
Jacob Rodriguez. Yeah.
yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry,
I think he's
I
gonna
must have
go
missed him on the
around like
list.
late first, early second,
Yeah.
maybe. So yeah, there's a lot. I mean, I do like in conclusion, I think picking at 31 in this draft is a pretty good spot to like for being 31st pick. You got a chance of getting a pretty solid player, and it's not gonna be much different from the guy who goes 15. Um, it's really kind of like, you got your first 5, 7, 10 guys in this draft are pretty solid, but it's not a great draft at the top, but it's got some solid talent in the middle of guys who can come in and probably be solid starters. So I'm pumped, man. I'm pumped to see what they do. I think this is, we've really gotten pretty damn deep into this. It's been a lot of fun, and I'm really excited to see what happens.
Oh,
Yeah, it's a critical draft, dude, right? Like last year, obviously they did well in free agency. I thought the draft class was pretty good. I mean, obviously the playoffs, right? Rookies struggled in the playoffs. That goes without saying. But we would not have been in the Super Bowl without the contributions of our rookie draft class. So it's so important for them to have success in this draft and build on that foundation because you can't do it through free agency, right? Like you can get a couple of guys here and there to help, stopgap, right? And, help you out and, set your team up like, for like taking over the top. But if you want to be a championship team consistently year in and year out, you got to be hitting on 3 or 4 draft picks minimum every year to be really good. So,
Yeah.
that's what it is. This is I know people saying, "Oh, well, they're not drafting 4th this year. They're not drafting 3rd. It's not as important." Nah, it's maybe not as exciting, but it's just as important.
Totally agree. And I think it's also important that they develop those guys they took last year because
yeah.
they were, they all got a lot better over the course of the season, but there was definitely a lot to be desired in those playoffs. And I think it's a solid group. And like, you need more from Travion, you need more from Kyle Williams, you need a better year from Campbell and Jared Wilson. But like you said, they don't make the Super Bowl without those guys having great regular seasons. You guys want to talk Celtics for 5 minutes?
Yeah,
Sure.
just one more thing on that. Actually, well, one more thing about the draft. I won't end with the Jared Wilson point. I feel like that's kind of anticlimactic. but I'm getting higher on this Eli Heidenreich guy out of Navy, this running back out of Navy.
Who I think Doug Kyde was talking about him too. He's like the receiver running back.
Yeah, dude, his
No, he was talking about a guy from Army actually.
he ran a 3-cone, the second fastest 3-cone of any running back ever. Supplanted Christian McCaffrey. Now, he's not Christian McCaffrey, but I swear to God, if you like switch the two, like you put Christian McCaffrey on Navy and you saw him like running down, they look like clones of each other. Like how he runs, and I don't know. I'm getting higher on this guy.
Is he another Patroclus of Christian McCaffrey?
Yeah,
Another
yeah,
clone?
yeah, exactly. He's a Patroclus. But yeah, so I guess that's my final point about the draft.
Where is this kid? Is he projected to be drafted?
I think he's like 4th or 5th.
Oh, okay. All right,
Yeah.
so he will be in the draft. Okay.
Cool.
I just really
so
want us to get a guy like that.
I hope we do end up with him for your sake on day 3, and I hope we get Tayshaun Barham as well. But yeah, so that Celtics game is quick. I got some thoughts. I mean, we're in the playoffs. I've always thought this podcast would be used as a platform to get some Celtics playoffs thoughts off. That game was so frustrating, man. And it's like, it just felt so much like some of these other. First off, they have this weird thing where they always lose game 2 at home, and it's so strange. Like it's like they get smoke blown up their ass for 2 days after game 1, and then they don't like. They kind of showed up though last night. They just didn't shoot it well. I thought Tatum and Brown were like outstanding last night. They might have a little bit of a Derek White problem. He just can't hit shots right now.
It's an elephant in the room, bro.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, listen, it's a what have you done for me lately world in league and life, and I love Derek White for 2024 and the shot in Miami. That's ancient history to me now. It means, it doesn't mean something in my memory, but it doesn't help us right now. He's had a down shooting year. He can't shoot into the Atlantic Ocean right now. He's had a lot of open looks, dude, like a lot of really great looks, and he can't make shit. So I don't he's like turning into like an unreliable offensive player for them.
Yeah, and I'd like to see him I feel like he's not been as involved since Tatum came back. Like it's a lot of him standing around. It's funny because all like the advanced numbers are still like, oh, when Derek's on the court, they smash teams. He just does so many things well. But it felt like last night they needed him to hit some shots. Pritchard didn't have a good night.
Yep.
I mean, Joe's got them playing a lot of drop coverage. I saw one guy on Twitter breaking down like it wasn't as much drop as he thought. There was a lot of like guys helping, and they were just like getting there late. But I will say, like the Celtics over the years have kind of struggled with these small, quick guards, and Philly's got 2 of them who are like lightning quick. Now they shot, and it's another one where it's like, all these playoff losses they have, where it's like, oh, the other team shoots over 40% from 3, and the Celtics shoot like 25% or less. Happened a bunch of times now, though. Happened twice against the Knicks last year. Happened last night. Happened a bunch in that Heat series a few years back, and it's like, it's just an interesting trend. It's like, why does that keep happening in the playoffs? It's almost like a mental. Like they were just. Hauser had some wide open looks last night. Pritchard had a few. Like those are a few thoughts I have. I don't know. What do you guys think? And I have one more, but I'll let you guys give some input on that.
I wish I watched the game. I feel bad I didn't watch it now.
Yeah.
You should be thankful that you didn't, Mike. Yeah, it's one thing, Brew. You said it at the beginning of the playoffs too, dude. Is like, what are we gonna see from Joe Mazzulla? Like he had a bad playoffs last year, no doubt about it. Not a great strategy last night. Not a lot of adjustments. Again, I know you said that you watched a breakdown where maybe there wasn't as much drop coverage as maybe suggested. There was still enough there. I don't believe in the strategy. Like I just don't. I do not believe in it against like a guard, especially like someone like Tyrese Maxey.
Yeah,
who was a legitimate. He's a legitimate superstar in the NBA. He's not some guy who's just rolling through town. Like, you know what I mean? Like if you want to do that, play that strategy against the Washington Wizards when they don't have anybody who can shoot. Okay, whatever. That's fine. That's how you want to play it. Go for it. Not against this player.
They had those 2. I mean, they get to a 2-point deficit. Tatum takes like a kind of like a pull up, like a 3 that he did not need to take.
Yeah,
misses it, and then they 2 straight possessions. Maxey just walks into an open 3 off a drop, and it was like, what was that?
Are
And
they
the other
playing
thing,
that defense because of Kata and Vooch? Is that why they're
so
playing it?
it was Kata, but Kata's done well with that. That's my other thing though. I don't get why he's so like, oh, we got to play Vooch over Garza. Well,
Mhm.
for one, I think Garza's been like just a great part of the team. Like he plays so hard.
He
And Vooch
does.
just looks like Vooch. It's not like Vooch is like, oh, he's old now. He can't defend. He's always been a traffic cone defensively. And now he's old. It's like, man, he really can't guard anybody. He's got other like you can't have him near Maxi. And then Joe went to a lot of switch everything lineups with Tatum at the 5 in the regular season. Like he was trying to like supplement that. And it's like if you're worried about Maxi just torching you on the pick and roll, like just play Tatum at the 5. It's not like they're gonna post Andre Drummond. You know what I mean? Like it's
Right.
so I would like to so again, it's like Missoula with his playoff stuff. It's like, yeah, he just like benched Garza last night for Vooch. He didn't go any Tatum at the 5, and Shireman only played 11 minutes, which I don't understand that at all. He's been awesome the past couple months, like genuinely like a really, really impactful guy. He plays 11 minutes. Went to Jordan Walsh. I even think playing Hugo against Tyrese Maxey and Edgecombe will be helpful. Like he can really guard those types of guys. So I hope we're just not like I don't think this series is going to be close. Like I think Philly was hitting everything last night. They were getting a friendly whistle, but I don't know. It's like I can feel it already. It's like Missoula's doing some frustrating stuff, and when you mean that Knicks series isn't going to be easy if that's what it comes down to, you know.
Yeah, we got a lot of work to do. That being said, I agree with everything you said, Brew. It'll be funny when the Celtics win by like 15 points on Friday night because that's just
Yeah,
like how this team operates. That's how they go. They play these games that are maddening, frustrating. They don't even really look like anything we've seen the Celtics play like at all for the last 3 months. I mean, that was their worst game of the calendar year 2026, other than maybe like the Timberwolves game on a Sunday. Other than that, like
yeah, they had a
they,
few like the
y-
Hornets too, waxed them.
yes, exactly. So they have had like two of those stinkers in the last couple of months, 4 months, but very far in between. I do think that's more likely that it was. It was just like a stinker game. They had
Yeah,
a lot of good looks. They couldn't make it. Philly's very unlikely to shoot that high of percentage from three and make that many threes again in the series. I still think the Celtics are going to win the series in like 5 games,
yeah, yeah.
maybe six.
I'm curious to see what happens. I think. It did kind of feel last night like, oh, Tatum and Brown have it going, but D. White and Pritchard don't. And like the last couple of years, it's like, you can get it to Horford, you can get it to Porzingis, you can get it to Drew. Last night, it was like, who else are they going to go to here? And I think Shireman's kind of like reliable. And I was just surprised. He's been playing Walsh before him. I think because Walsh offers a lot defensively. And I actually thought Walsh played pretty well. He made some like kind of like hustle plays, but
Yeah.
Shireman just like straight up like very good at
I
offense
love
now.
Shireman.
And he holds up on defense. He gets rebounds. Like I like him. I'd rather him play 30 minutes than 11. You know, like even
I
like
want Shireman to play.
I want to.
I like Shireman a
Yeah, I
lot.
kind of think he's better than Hauser. Even like he's just got more off the bounce. Hauser's obviously like a sniper, but like I don't think there's like a huge difference between those two. And it's just he's got some coaching decisions to make.
Joe was kind of doing that last year with Luke Cornett. Like I felt like I wanted Pozo off the friggin' court last year, and
Porzingis,
Yes.
yeah, he could have. He was like dying.
He had AIDS last like playoffs, dude. Like Cornette should have started like over him. Like I didn't
Yeah,
dude. Like this guy's like a serious health issue. Like he shouldn't have been playing. He's like setting out like a dead guy. Yeah, I'm with you, Mike.
yeah. Joe can be a little stubborn.
Yeah.
I hope that doesn't cost them.
Yeah, he's a blockhead.
But it's like the East is so winnable too this year. Like they should really make the like I actually think the Hawks might end up like that series might go 7. That's the Hawks team's pretty. Jalen Johnson and Keel Alexander Walker haven't really shot it well, and they still pulled that game out. Like CJ McCollum was torching Jalen Brunson, so
Mm.
that team just feels so beatable. Like you said, Mike Brown's not a great coach. I'm not scared of Cleveland. I actually the other one. It's pretty interesting right now. Is that going on? The Magic have a monstrous game tonight. Because it wasn't like they just lost a fluke game the other night. I mean, it's the Pistons. The Pistons have a huge against the Magic. It wasn't like the Pistons just like lost a fluke game. I watched like the second half. It was like the Magic were taking it to them all night. They kind of matched that level of physicality. It's not like if I told you in October the Magic are going to be the 1 seed and the Pistons are going to be the 8 seed, you wouldn't have been like, oh, that's shocking.
Mm.
You know what I mean? So that feels like a pretty much a toss-up series. So the East is so open, and I just hope we're not looking back like, oh my God.
We
Mizzou,
blew it. I'm with
Mizzou
you.
will do
Yeah,
it
it's a huge
again.
opportunity. It's funny,
Yeah.
actually. I was watching the Celtics game on Sunday with Johnny Cass, and we were talking. We both said before that we thought the Magic had a pretty good chance to win that series against the Pistons. I don't think the Pistons are all that special. I mean, Katie Cunningham's awesome, but they're not. I don't think they're long for these playoffs. They might win this series. They might, but I don't know. I don't think they're getting past round two.
Looks like a tie game right now. It's late second quarter. We can watch
Yeah.
that.
Wow.
Cool. All right, let's wrap it up on that note. Let's go watch that game. But thank you guys for hopping on, and can't wait to see what happens in the next couple of days with the draft. And maybe we'll even do like a podcast Monday. We'll see what next week brings. What you guys have for availability, even maybe like a Sunday pod if we have time. So
I'll go
I'll be in
live
touch.
if you
But
need me.
yeah, we'll be in touch. I'll talk to you guys. Go
All
Pats.
right, later, boys. Go
All
Pats.
right.
Enjoy the draft, fellas.
See ya.